of my peers.
If you're talking about these people that should be condemned, you're presumably referring to these neo-Nazis, to white supremacists.
Yes.
They, in their own words, heard Trump's statement as an explicit approval of what they're doing. You heard that comment from the Daily Stormer, for example. They heard him not saying neo-Nazi, not saying the words white supremacist, and got it as a green light that what they're doing is sanctioned by the president.
So is the president responsible for how every individual interprets his words? Of course, these radicals are going to take whatever he says out of context to buffet their support. Of course they're going to take advantage of that. And so he can't be held responsible for that. But regardless, if there was any room open to interpretation, today that door was slammed shut. He, as you clearly laid out, expressly noted that members of the KKK, neo-Nazis, and other groups participated in that violence on Saturday, and they were called out, and he said that they have no room, that there should be no space for them in American politics. There's no ambiguity now. There
Harlan,
really isn't.
So I want to take you, you're right that certainly today, 2 days later, there's far less ambiguity. I want to ask you, though, about President Trump. This is a president who has consistently made an issue of the notion that in order to confront and solve a problem, you must call it by its name. You know, that's the argument he's used repeatedly in terms of radical Islamic terror. He slammed Obama repeatedly over it. So why not explicitly condemn in the same way the people who took part in that rally?
He did today.
He did not on Saturday. I mean on Saturday.
Well, he did today. So if it took him 2 days to come to that condemnation, to specifically call out the actors, then that, you know, if it took him that long to get all of the information and to have the comfort level to go out and specifically call them out, to have the words to describe it, to give local law enforcement the capacity and the wherewithal to get that unrest under control, if he decided that it took 2 days to make that decision, then fine. But the juxtaposition that you're drawing is between Barack Obama's hesitance to call radical Islamic terrorism by its name, radical Islamic terrorism, and President Donald Trump's delay of 2 days to call out white supremacy and neo-Nazism. Well, former President Barack Obama, as far as I know, still hasn't called out radical Islamic terrorism for what it really is. So if it took President Trump 2 days, you know, compared to President Barack Obama's 8 years of not calling out the enemy, that's fine. That's fine.
We're talking here about Trump.
He's leagues away from anybody on the other side of the aisle.
All right, Harlan Hill, we're talking here about Trump's criticism, of course, of that, and following his own criticism here in this case when he is commander-in-chief.